morning. I'm Tracy Reifkind, author of The Swing, Lose the Fat and Get Fit, as some of you know. I'm also the wife of Master Instructor, SFG Master Instructor Mark Reifkind. And I myself have been certified numerous times since 2006, a long time ago. So we're going to do something a little bit different. Sure, I can show you some really kick-ass complexes and all sorts of things, but when was the last time you had a good stretch? Or that you stretch on a regular basis? That's probably the one thing that I hear most often is people say, I don't stretch enough, I don't stretch enough. So we're going to go through a little stretching routine that I put together based off of the get-up. So if you know how to do a get-up, you might like this. If you don't know how to do a get-up, you might like this. So let's start in 10 seconds. I've got a clock going because I have no idea. This is my basic version of this stretching routine. We're going to start from the top down. So I'm going to face this direction. I'm going to start with my right arm up. I'm going to step back with my opposite foot, right? That's my left foot. I'm going to come down into this floor lunge position, right? So like I said, we're not doing a get up, we're going to stretch. So I'm going to put my right hand on my knee and I'm going to lunge forward. And I'm going to stretch my calf and my ankle as far as it'll go while my foot is still flat on the ground. My foot is still flat on the ground, all right? So this is a proper lunge. This is for stretching purposes. I'm not trying to get strong, although this will make me stronger. All right, so I'm stretching this calf and this ankle. Now I'm going to come back and my knee is going to be over my ankle and I'm going to squeeze my butt cheek right here. I'm going to squeeze my left butt cheek and I'm going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! Now that's going to give me a nice stretch in this thigh. So I'm going to get my foot out of the way, right? It's right behind me. I'm going to move it over. This is called a windshield wipe. And I'm going to hinge by sitting back and down. I'm going to reach for the ground like that get up. My arm is up. And now I'm going to reach over my head. And I'm going to stretch my lat from my waist to my armpit. I'm stretching that big muscle on my back. All right, so here I'm going to reach back up and I'm going to come through my arm and I'm going to try and get my elbow to the ground. All right, if you can get your elbow to the ground, woohoo, good for you. I'm working on that myself. All right, so we're going to reach up again and over. I'm reaching towards the camera. I'm stretching my lat. I'm going to reach up and through, elbow to the ground. One more time. Up and over. I'm reaching towards the camera, away from my hip, and up and through, elbow to the ground, if you can get it there. All right, so like a get up, I'm going to reach up and I'm going to sit on my butt. So I've got to bring that back foot through to the front and I'm sitting on my butt. While I'm here, I'm going to straighten both of my legs and I'm going to reach for my toes in this straddle stretch. I'm going to reach for my toes. I'm not holding my breath in these stretches, by the way. Never hold your breath in a stretch. All right, we want to relax into that stretch. We want our legs to be straight. If you have to bring your legs in to get them straight, then do so. You don't have to touch your toes, but if you can touch your toes without rounding your back. All right, so I'm not rounding my back. I'm not reaching forward, rounding my back. If I want to keep my back straight, which means there's a slight curve in my lower back, I want to reach as far as I can reach while maintaining that curve in my back. I don't want to round forward just yet. All right, so here I am reaching for my toes. All right, we're going to go further. So that right knee comes back up. That left leg is straight. We're in this tall sit position of the get up. We're going to roll to our elbow and down to our back. We're going to grab our right knee with our left hand and we're going to bring it across our body. And our right arm goes out to a T. So we're twisting here. The right knee comes over the body. I grab it with my left hand to help aid the stretch. My shoulders are flat on the floor if you can. If you can't, you're gonna work on it, right? I'm not holding my breath. I am not holding my breath. All right, I'm gonna switch sides. So that right knee comes up and straightens out. My left knee comes up and over my body. I'm gonna grab it with my right hand and my left arm goes out to a T. I can keep my shoulders on the floor. If you can, that's what you wanna do, but if you can't, you can't. And I'm not holding my breath. I'm breathing throughout the stretch. I'm letting my head, my leg hang heavy. I'm stretching this whole side of my butt and leg here, right? All right, so we're gonna roll onto our tummy. We're gonna roll onto our tummy. And we roll, so we're gonna straighten out that left leg. We're gonna bring our right knee back up. We're gonna initiate the roll with our knee. So our arms go overhead, my knee comes over my body, and I kick my leg out, and I land on my belly. I'm gonna put my hands by my chest, and I'm gonna straighten my arms, and I'm in an up dog position, right? Straight arms if you can. I'm gonna squeeze my glutes and stretch my hip flexors again, and really try to get my hips down to the ground. I'm gonna lift my chin up, look towards the ceiling and get a nice stretch in my neck. Up dog, straight arms if you can, squeeze your glutes if you can, look up to the ceiling if you can. If you can't, maybe you will someday. All right, so now the neck comes back in neutral. I'm gonna come up onto my knees into this tabletop position. I'm gonna round my back and tuck my chin. I'm gonna arch my back and look up to the ceiling. I'm gonna round my back and tuck my chin. I'm gonna arch my back and look up to the ceiling. I'm gonna tuck my chin and round my back. I'm also tucking my pelvis in. All right, so I'm gonna arch my back. My neck is in neutral. I'm gonna keep the arch in my back as I tuck my toes and straighten my legs, down dog. You can shake your head yes and no. You can pedal your feet right and left. Now there's a longer stretching routine from here, but I'm not going to take you through that. This is just a very basic one. All right. So we're going to come back out to our plank position. Shoulders are over our wrists. I'm going to lift up on my kneecaps. I'm going to squeeze my butt cheeks. I'm going to activate my lats, and I'm going to hold this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to lower my knees. I'm going to lower to my chest, untuck my toes, up dog. So we've been here already once. Now you can shorten it and not do it twice, but we're here, what the hell, right? All right, we're going to come up onto our knees. We're going to tuck our toes. We're going to straighten our legs, down dog. You can pedal right and left. You can shake your head no, yes. We're going to come back out into that plank position. We're going to lift up on our kneecaps, squeeze our glutes, activate our lats, brace for a punch. Our abs are tight. We're going to hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2. You can put your knees down, or you can simply lower to your chest, up dog. Squeeze your glutes to get a bigger stretch in your hips. Look up to the ceiling. All right, we're going to lower to our chest, and we've got to get on our back again. So we're going to put our arms over our head, and that right knee that rolled us onto our tummy, we're going to take that foot, we're going to reach back behind us. So we're going to initiate the roll with our foot and kick out, and I'm now on my back again. My right arm goes up, my right knee goes up, because this is where how we got down. I'm going to shift my weight to my left side, and I'm going to come up to my elbow, just like a get up. I'm going to straighten my arm. I'm in this tall sit position. I'm going to now, I'm here. I'm simply going to do this, I don't know what you call this, stretch. You call it a stretch. All right, so here's the stretch. And I'm reaching for my front leg. I'm reaching for my front leg. There's a lot more stretches that, based on yoga, my years and years and years of yoga. This is not yoga, but a lot of the stretches are based on some yoga poses. All right, so now that was a good stretch. We're gonna bring our knee back up. We're in that tall sit position. You can bridge, high or low, whatever you want, or you can simply switch your feet, right? So this knee, the left knee's got to come under the hip. We're going to tuck our toes behind, and we're going to lunge to stand. All right, so we're going to do it on the other side because we've got to be even. So since I'm facing this direction, I'm going to stay in this direction. So we started with our right arm up. This time we're left arm up, right? So the opposite foot goes back. We're going onto our toes, Whoops. Find your balance. Down to your knee. We're going to do that stretch for our calf and our ankle by lunging forward. Our knee comes in front of our toe, but only as far as our foot stays flat on the ground. So if your foot's coming up like this, don't do that. So if your foot is flat on the ground and you're here, perfect. But if you can come a little bit more, then do that. Stretching our calf and our ankle. So we don't have to pulse it. We're simply a gentle stretch forward. All right, we're going to come back to the knee over the ankle, and we're going to tighten this butt cheek, our right butt cheek. We're going to squeeze it tight, and we're going to feel the stretch in our thigh on our right side, and we're going to hold our butt tight for 5, 4, 3, 2, woohoo! All right, we're going to get that back foot out of the way as we reach up and get our hand on the ground. We're going to hinge here, get our hand on the ground. Now as my arm is up, I'm going to reach over my head, stretching my lat muscle. I'm reaching towards the camera, stretching that lat muscle from my waist to my armpit. Stretch. And I'm going to reach up and through. Up and through. If you can get your elbow to your ground, to the ground, great. If you can't, maybe you will someday. All right, stretching up and over. And down and through, elbow to the ground. This is, again, I'm going to repeat it, this is a basic routine. It can get a lot more complicated and longer. Lots of stretches you can do. Up and over. And down and through. And now we're going to sit on our butt by reaching up, bringing our back foot through so we can sit on our butt. Both legs go straight into our straddle stretch, and I'm reaching for my toes. I'm not rounding my back as I reach for my toes. I'm keeping a flat back, that arch in my lower back. I'm tilting my pelvis forward, and I'm reaching for my toes. You may be here. You may be flat on the ground. That's my goal, flat on the ground. But for now, I'm just reaching for my toes. And I'm breathing through this stretch. I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding my breath. All right, so this left knee comes back up, right? The right leg is straight. I'm going to roll down to my elbow as if I was doing a get up and down to my back. I'm going to grab my left knee with my right hand and I'm going to pull it over my body and I'm going to twist. My left arm goes out to a T if you have the space. Actually, it doesn't take up a whole lot of space, but there's a platform in this gym. I think it's probably only 4 feet, 5 feet wide. Okay. I'm not holding my breath. I'm getting a good stretch in my glutes and hamstrings. I'm going to switch sides. So my left knee comes back over my body, goes straight. I'm going to grab my right knee with my left hand, and my right arm goes out to a T. My shoulders are flat on the ground. If your shoulders are not flat on the ground, one day they will be. But that is the goal, shoulders flat on the ground. Now, some of you know that stretch called a pretzel, where you're going to grab your other foot with your right hand, but we're not doing that today, but that's something you could do. Lots of possibilities with this routine, tons of possibilities. This is just a very basic one. All right, so the right foot, leg goes straight again. We're gonna initiate rolling onto our tummy with our left knee. All right, so we're gonna initiate the roll. The arms come over the head, the knee comes over the body. I'm gonna kick out and land on my belly. Woo, here I am on my belly. So I'm gonna turn around and we're gonna go through that sequence on this side again, which is an up dog. It's an up dog. We're going to come onto our knees. We're going to tuck our chin and round our back. We're going to arch our back and look up to the ceiling. We're going to tuck our chin and round our back. We're going to arch our back and look up to the ceiling. One more time, tuck your chin, round your back. Arch your back, neck is in neutral. Tuck your toes, straighten your legs, down dog. Pedal right and left. Shake your head yes and no. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. Plank position, shoulders over the wrists. Lift up on your kneecaps, squeeze your glutes. Activate those lats, brace for a punch, tight abs for 5, 4, 3, 2, knees to the ground, chest to the ground, up dog. Squeeze your glutes if you want to get a bigger stretch through the hips. Look up to the ceiling, chin to the ceiling if you want to stretch your neck. Okay, onto the knees, tuck the toes, down dog. Pedal right and left. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Shoulders over the wrists, plank position. Lift up on your kneecaps, squeeze your glutes, tighten your abs, contract your lats for 5, 4, 3, 2, staying tight. So you can put your knees on the ground, or you can simply lower to your chest. Up dog. Chest to the ground, arms overhead. Left foot is going to roll us onto our back. So with your left foot, reach behind you, kick out, and you're on your back. Left knee comes up. Left arm, shift your weight to your right side, roll up to your elbow. Tall sit position. Bring the foot back. Runner's lunge. I don't know what you call this, it doesn't matter. But we're stretching this leg and this hamstring over here. So reach for your foot. You may not be able to reach for your foot. Don't round your back as you reach for your foot. All right, so keep a straight back. I'm breathing. I'm not holding my breath. And I forgot what was on the clock when we started. I don't know what time it was. I was going to time how long this took me. All right. Left knee comes up just like a get up. You can short, low bridge or high bridge, or you can simply switch your feet, get your right knee underneath your right hip, tuck your toes behind. Is this where we were? Where were we? And stand. Woohoo! All right, so I don't know if that took 15 minutes, but now you're ready for that kick-ass complex, that kick-ass workout. Some of you might even be staying with me for 30 minutes of swings coming up and possibly 30 minutes of snatches, but that's up to you. And I'll see you next time. I hope you like that.